Hi everyone, so now we're ready to do the next part of the project. Now as you can see here, it looks a little bit unusual, and that's because the language has changed. Now this I recognise as Korean. Korean's one of my favourite foods, but I cannot read it, so this is where we go here to change the language. So if it's forever in the incorrect language, you can change it there. And then hopefully it changes it back. Okay. First thing to do is to use trial and error to make sure it's working. My code's all there. Left, right, up, down. That's good. However, we need to make sure that it doesn't go around. When I point left, it goes upside down. So if you click on that part there, it means your sprite will always stay in that direction no matter which way you move it around, and that's better. Also, I think mine's a little bit big, so being a digital detective, you need to look at the size. Maybe change it to 40. I'm going to try, see what it's like. That's okay. Right, so our little sprite is going to move around the stage or the screen and get chased by monsters or rainforest animals. But we need a background to put in there, and we also need to put like a maze in there. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is where to put the background in. This is the area to edit sprites. Okay, this is the area here to add a background. Now if you hover on top of them, you can see you can do different options. You can upload one, which if we've got time later on, you might be able to do that from a photograph, an image of a rainforest. But at the moment, I'm just going to choose a background. There we go. It's a bit slow. A sensible background, one that looks like a forest or a rainforest, or there's a forest there. I'm going to try. I'm going to look up here at this pull down menu here. Not pull down menu, just this menu. See if it's. There's a jungle. Yes, I'm going to use that. Okay, so I've got a jungle in there. I quite like that. It looks a little bit sinister, a little bit creepy. Okay, now there we have that, and what we're going to do then is to add the platforms or the maze. So it's a bit small, this area, so I'm going to see, does that make it, oh, that makes it worse. Perhaps this makes it bigger. Aha. So that's the scene that we're going to use, but I've not added the other things. So what I'm going to do is, if I can remember, is try to add the platforms, and that's done by using the paint function. Okay, now it's making another backdrop here. I need to go back onto the jungle backdrop, and then I'm going to paint. Now it's quite important that we use a colour for our platforms that isn't in your background much, because it'll cause problems later, because we code it to say do not pass this colour. So if you've got that colour in your background, your backdrop, your jungle backdrop, it's going to cause problems. So I'm going to pick an unusual colour perhaps. Is there any green in there? Not much green for me. Okay. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, because a fat line is a little bit better, I think. And I'm not going to hand draw it, because watch, if I do hand draw it, it's not very neat, it's not very straight. I'm going to undo, my favourite button ever, undo, and that's that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press on this one, and I'm going to draw the lines like that. Can you see how you can hold it with your mouse and then release? So the idea is to do like a maze that your sprite will be able to travel around and get chased around, and there'll be a start and a finish. You want to make it a little tricky, but not too complicated, and you want it to be able to escape from the different creatures or things that you are going to be chased by. It takes a little bit of time, this, and remember, if you don't like it, you can use my favourite button, the undo button. Okay, so there we've added a basic backdrop. Okay, now then I think that is I can see here now that my little sprite would be able to get around these areas. If he can't, if he was too big, for example, that's going to cause some problems. Oops, not that big. That will cause problems later on. You'll get trapped and you won't be able to get past these bits. So it needs to be able to be small enough to get round, or your platforms need to be far enough apart. I think before it's a good size to get around now. Okay, there. Testing to see if I can get round. Trial and error. Okay, so that's the next part. Alright, good luck with that. Oh, no. What the next part should be is to make sure that I save this in a sensible way so next week I can find it. So you click on File. My computer's been incredibly slow at the moment. And then I put my name, and this is week 2, so I'm going to put John 2, and let's pretend I'm in 5E, and then I'm going to make sure I save it in the correct place. Now for me it's here, for you it'll be somewhere different, and I will show you that in the Technozone. I'm going to save it in the correct folder, save it, and now it's there. So next week I won't have any problems, and if I can't find it I can search for it. Okay, good luck.